Album cover ideas and final idea. I have highlighted the advantages and disadvantages of each of the specific ideas that I've thought and looked at. So the first idea is a blurred figure and a guitar case in the background, prominent beer bottles in the foreground, and it will be a black and white photo. The advantages of this would be it's really arty and really effective. The black and white can look classy and different to other albums. However, the disadvantages include that it could look confusing as to who is actually on the cover, and it might be confusing as only one person as opposed to the band. Another idea would be an inspiration from the Art vs. Science album cover, and it'd be wine bottles behind the cutout of the half face. Like the half face would be cut off and it would be a creepy photo of the face. The advantages of this would be it's so different but it's really interesting, and is similar to famous work from René Magritte, and it catches your eye immediately and it's a slight hint to what the songs are about. However, the disadvantages would be that it could be creepy or scary to look at. Another idea would be a pile of bottles, like some empty, some full, and some half full. Wine bottles, beer bottles, or spirits bottles, or like a mix of all. The advantages would be that it looks exciting and references to songs that will be on the album, and it's different to other albums. However, the disadvantages include that it could look tacky or unpleasant, and it might not be eye-catching to pick up when you walk into a music store. And the last idea would be an empty Jack Daniel's bottle, with a black or dark coloured lampshade on the top. The advantages of this would be that because it's so peculiar, it'd make it exciting. It would be plain, but it doesn't distract from the band name and the album name. However, the disadvantages could be that it might not grab your attention and it could be classed as boring. Final idea. After looking at my ideas and evaluating their pros and cons, I have decided to go with the second idea. Half of a random human face is cut off with wine bottles placed behind it. I have taken a lot of inspiration from the Art vs. Science album cover, but instead of using a male cartoon face like they have, I would quite like to use a real photo of a woman. I believe that having a photo of the woman will help me to make it look a bit more creepy and exciting. There are many album covers that are already out there with strange female figures as their front covers. For example, Sia's album cover, This Is Acting, is of a young female, and it looks peculiar but still really grips you to pick up the album and look at more. However, I love the album cover, but I would prefer to use an older, more aged woman, as I believe that it will look creepier and much more exciting to look at. Furthermore, some of the most famous albums have women on the front, and even though the band that I'm using is all males, I think it will be a good contrast to have a female figure. But many well-known albums are usually of women not wearing much. Within my album cover, it will be a close-up, so it will be from her shoulders and up. Moreover, when it comes to taking photos, I will experiment with many different angles, shots, and facial expressions.